This is NFL.
In the AFC, because it's a chronological deal here. You go through the games this weekend, and we start off Saturday, and you got those two AFC North matchups. But here are the key ones here. Bengals at Steelers. We'll know what the Ravens have already done. Ravens are likely going to clinch the AFC North. Bengals, Steelers at night. And then the Broncos will know if their game is of significance going into Sunday, because if obviously they've got to win, but the Bengals will be watching that Broncos game. If the Bengals win and the Broncos and the Dolphins both lose, the Bengals go to the playoffs, Jamie.
That's the simplest way to put it. That was really helpful, Peter. Let's do 3 and out on this final hour before the final week of the regular season. We'll start with the Bengals right there. They need a miracle. They need to win. Peter just explained the whole thing. Here we go. Do you think the Red Hot Bengals can do this, Peter? Can they pull off a miracle pending everybody else taking care of business? But let's just focus on this team.
Yeah, I think they can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've put up a ton of points on them before. I think they can go into Pittsburgh and win as Pittsburgh's limping into this game. But I don't know if you're going to get the double whammy on Sunday. You might get the Dolphins losing to the Jets in some weird thing where the Jets rally around Rodgers in his last game as a Jet and the whole thing and whatever it is. But I don't see a scenario where the Chiefs' backups with Carson Wentz and maybe Chris Oladokun and then Carson Steele and 5 different offensive linemen are going to lose to a Broncos team that's at home with everything to play for and Sean Payton as their coach. It would be one of the most colossal breakdowns in the history of the NFL to miss the playoffs if the Broncos lost to the Chargers, the Bengals, and then the Chiefs' backups at home to miss the playoffs. I don't think the Bengals make it. I think the Broncos make it. But I've seen crazier things happen in the NFL, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
All right, I see this one a little differently, Peter. I hear what you're saying. We've kind of talked. You've talked about it. You've set it up already. I believe that the Bengals have a chance to get in. All they got to do, really pretty, just plain and simple, they got to take care of business, obviously against the Steelers, but it's going to happen defensively. We think about the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they've got to beat the Broncos. I think they beat the Broncos. And then when you talk about the Jets, I think the Jets, they beat the Dolphins, and that's primarily because Tua is not going to be playing. So there's a real opportunity. Aaron Rodgers gets on his high horse with him and Devontae Adams. I look at that opportunity. If all those things happen, which I believe they can happen, I believe that the Bengals, they get in.
So let's get all the thinks out of here for me.
All right.
I think that the Bengals are going to win this game.
Okay.
I also think that they're not going to make the playoff. Now, let's get to the nose, okay? One of the best stories, I think, this year has been Jamar Chase and his friendship with Brixton Wood, who's a 6-year-old cancer survivor, and their friendship. The reason why I bring that up is because of this. They called the little kid Bricks. Jamar Chase, this is what I know. Jamar Chase is about to have another friend called Brinks, because what the Bengals are going to have to pay this guy after this season is over, they better bring that Brinks truck in there, because the way that Jamar Chase has been playing this year, he's the #1 receiver in the NFL. And so, do I think they're going to win? Yes. Do I think they're going to make it to the playoff? No, I don't think they're going to make it to the playoff. But regardless, Jamar Chase is going to be possibly the highest paid player in the NFL after this year.
Oh, my gosh. And throwing in the ball is Joe Burrow. Manti Akbar, Peter, real quick. Do you think that Joe Burrow, when you look at the graphic on television game and whatever of MVP caliber and guys, Lamar, Josh, would you put Joe Burrow in that graphic if you were a TV producer?
Oh, of course. Of course. Just look at his numbers. Of course.
Just the numbers, not the record, not nothing.
Just the numbers. You look at the numbers, I would definitely put Joe Burrow in that conversation.
Yeah, the factor is the 8-8. I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
He's in the conversation, but he's not going to win it.
All right.